Hello and welcome to another video. Today I would like to talk about Evelynn um, in light of the recent changes, I suppose. So what I think of the state of Evelynn, the way she is now, the way she has been, the way she is going to be in the future, and so on. So people asked me quite a few times already what I think of the new Evelynn nerfs. I think obviously that they went overboard in them, and those nerfs were since pulled back as far as I know. The nerfs specifically, if you didn't see them, were known as slow being reduced from 65% to 30%, which really messes up her both chasing and kiting power, and especially messes her up early game. Secondly, they were also going to nerf her EM power damage by 10 at every rank. I believe that is just an interesting change, really. I don't know. Like, you get 25 in power damage per rank at the moment, and they were just going to straight up take away 10 at every rank, so basically half rank was just going to be gone. I mean, okay, I guess, I don't know. And then our AP ratio was going to be reduced from 75% to 60%, which also means that then her AP ratio when you get the execute was going to be reduced by a further number. It's 140% increased damage, so currently from the 75% AP ratio, it goes to like 180. And then I'm guessing it would go down by like, I don't know, 30, maybe 35% or something. So quite a bit of damage lost there. So I say Evelynn's current state, right? And she has quite a few issues that make her a bit unfun to play, I would say. And also make her a bit unfun to play against. Because if you look at her stats, really, she doesn't win that much. Like, this champion is 50-51% win rate or something. Mostly OTPs are playing it as well. But what are some of the big issues that you're going to face when you play this champ? Like, for example, this. You're picking Evelynn, you might first pick it, and then your teammates can pick champs like these. Zyra, Diana, Akali, Gragas, Kardas. Like, what is this? You queue up, you see these champs in your team, and you just wonder how you're going to play the game. Because these champions can now go Maw, Maw, MR, MR, and oh, the game was dodged. What a surprise. No one saw it coming. And then you're forced to basically either dodge or accept defeat. And neither of those is really very fun, is it? You don't exactly queue up to dodge, and you don't exactly queue up to accept defeat, especially with the dodge changes. Then you're forced to sometimes play full AP comps. And that's not very fun itself, is it? As if you don't play in GM Chow lobbies, then people usually aren't very adept at playing multiple champions in every role. If you do play in GM Chow, then most of the time you're going to get a mid and a top laner who can play both AD and AP. You might get bot laners who only play AP or only play AD or something, but most of the time, your team is going to be able to at least somewhat adapt. So, among your 4 players, you should have at least 2 who can adapt to playing AD or AP, so the game should at least be somewhat playable. Maybe they won't be willing to adapt in that specific game or something, but they should be able to, if they wanted to. So then, what are we really seeing here? So what did I queue up on? I queued up on D1 Master MMR account. I think this is Master MMR account, but I was AFK at the start of a few games, and I had remakes, and then I legit demoted by being AFK until like 1:30, and then people just remake, and you get the loss, and it is what it is, you know. It just is what it is. That's fine though. I don't really mind it. I'm also just play ADC for now anyway, for fun. So then, okay, what happens in the other scenario though? Like this game I queued up. Oh, AD mid laner. Perhaps I have AD bot lane and top lane as well. And then preferably I wouldn't first pick, though even if I first pick it can happen to be okay. But if I don't first pick, enemy won't pick counters for Evelynn, right? So then I queue up, I get lucky, so I have all AD champs in my team. Enemy team doesn't pick counters for Evelynn, and the game becomes basically a free win unless I get cheese before level 6, right? There are quite many of these games. At the same time, though, there are quite many games where you queue up, you get, this guy's probably support. You get like a Xerath or Zyra or something on support. And then you get something like a Xerath mid lane as well. And then you get something like a, I don't know, Mordekaiser top lane. I'm sure many of you have seen that. Okay, Senna not the best pick in my team, but it happens, it's okay. I'm sure many of you have met that. And when you do have that, it becomes quite a big issue to play your champion, as the enemy starts to stack him more, and even when you do survive your horrifyingly great early game, you still don't get rewarded for it, which is quite a big issue considering that your laners are suffering because of your early game, because it's not like you're helping them as much as other champs can or will or could or whatever, right? You're not helping them as much as they would. You're not really countering dives as well, you're not really pressure ganking as well, you're not really assisting with pushes as well, you don't really win 2v2s as well, or 3-3s, or you do as well on ganking, or anything really. So since you do everything quite a bit worse than these other champions, you would expect that after your teammates have suffered, let's say, for, I don't know, 7-8 minutes or something, that now they would get rewarded with a much easier game. But then suddenly, enemy buys one MR item, and their jungler is not so useful. And that's not very nice, right? So in this case, I have a full AD team. Not the best draft, as I have Senna support, which does require quite a bit of attention from the jungler. She does need to be hovered, she needs to be played for, and so on, usually. And she's also counter-picked by Xerath, but I'm pretty sure she picked after Xerath, so I'm not really sure why she picked Senna support. But I mean, you know, you can't always make good, as they say. The enemy team is also quite annoying for me, so an interesting game somewhat. A lot of the games, though, as I've been saying, are either free wins or free losses. And this I would consider one of the games that are more playable for both sides, I suppose. So there's stuff that our team can do, there's stuff enemy team can do, and anyone can win, really. It is quite annoying, though, as it's a bit difficult to kill enemy team until we scale up. So, okay. This is the new skin changer I use, by the way. I don't know. People keep telling me it's malware, but can't play without skin, you know? Can't play without skin. And either way, already using it, so if we're fucked, we're fucked. Can't do anything about it. Okay, so then what would I do with Evelynn, really? If you look at her patch history, let's say, you will notice a lot of the time they don't really know what to do with her. So sometimes they're buffing her as an assassin, sometimes they're buffing her as a DPS champ, sometimes they're nerfing her as one or the other. Sometimes they put 5 points on her, or well, they put 5 damage on her Q, and then they realize it's really strong now. Sometimes they remove those 5 points of damage on the Q, and they realize, oh, it's not so good now. And then they've done that a few times already. And the interesting thing is, why do they keep putting exactly 5 points on every Q? Like, why don't they put 1 point, 2 points, 3 points? Well, I guess because they want a satisfying number. 25, 30, and so on. I don't know. Maybe they just have a bit of OCD there. So then, what would I really do with it? Well, if you remember when Evelynn first got reworked, she was more of a pure assassin champ, right? Like her Q was an 8-second cooldown, and the cooldown would go down whenever you would actually hit a jungle camp with the Q. So that would be pretty chill, right? Because then it would be much easier to give her some damage. Say, okay, well, we're going to improve you a bit as an assassin, and it's not going to really be so game-breaking, right? Now, if you give her a bit of anything, she is much better in every type of situation, let's say. Kind of forgot to smite on 600. It do be like that sometimes, I suppose. Somehow my top lane is solo killed. That can happen, I suppose. So, at the same time, you could also go in the other direction, which is to have her be more versatile, to have more more options, to be more able to do DPS and so on. In which case, you would go more towards the design philosophy of what she was before the rework. But if you're my bot lane, somehow killing the enemy bot lane as well. So apparently I have winner's queue. Yay. Maybe not. Maybe not. But if I was a more useful jungler, maybe after 3 camps I would already be running bot lane. Kill this area, it'd be useful. But this is like a pretty chill game for now. Like honestly, the worst type of game you can possibly have as Evelynn is when your teammates need you to help them prevent a dive at like level 3 on bot lane, or the game is over. Because I don't know, enemy has Draven, Nautilus, Jarvan, and you're just like, well, what do I do here? What do I do? So we do our little clear. And we are, I don't know, doing something, I guess. Okay, that's pretty nice. We got the thing. I thought if I get the charm, maybe my Senna uses W, and then we're chilling. And so it was. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna go into top lane. And for some reason, enemy top lane just doesn't care. Not sure why he doesn't care. I guess. I guess. I guess. Now, in this case, I could either recall or I could keep playing. Since my camps are already respawned and I'm so close to them, I could as well keep playing. Zac is trying for another gank, but he doesn't know he's on vision. But apparently it works. Really playing the depths, aren't we? Both top laners died to some interesting stuff. That's alright. Usually, if you do recall after doing 2 camps here, a lot of the time you will see people recall after doing 2 camps, but a lot of that is because they need the tempo, so they want to be on the map again and to be on the map with items. But as firstly, I'm Evelynn, so I really mostly care about level 6 and not about my items. I don't really care about that so much. And secondly, since Zac has ruined his tempo so much, I can afford to be greedy with this, I think. Bot lane looks fine. Mid lane looks fine. Top lane I probably want to be there on the bounce. So like right after this camp. It looks like my top lane is solo killing anyway, so yeah, I don't know. Happens, I suppose. This is why I don't really go potion unless you think the enemy jungler is gonna invade you. Zac isn't really invading champ, so there's no real point in going a potion. I just went it because I was talking and didn't really look. Most of the time you just go no potion though. I found you don't really need it that often. You only really need it against the champs that are really hardcore invading and can just force on you. But even if the champ is like hardcore invading, it doesn't really guarantee that you will survive anything or win a fight because of the potion, so that's another thing to keep in mind. Like if they will just kill you despite the potion, then there isn't really much of a point in getting the potion, right? It appears that Zac has killed my ADC, my AD carry. So I will be taking his blue buff and going top lane, I suppose. That's what's going on here. Probably want that stealth before this push usually, so that if there's a ward in this push, it doesn't catch you. Wait a bit for this. Oh my god. My ult! My ult! I didn't kill it. That's sad. It lived on 30 HP. The mid laner is not happy with our jungling currently. It appears we are gapped in the jungle role. It is what it is. But this guy is not happy. Well, even if I run straight to mid lane right now, I'm not gonna get most of that wave. And the value of the wave is reduced for me as a jungler, so... I won't really bother doing that. I think Zac is gonna just gank bot lane again, but his support is dead, so... Yeah, no, we'll see. Especially since my bot lane is we'll really be seeing it. Maybe if you want to create a dragon instead. Not really too much of an issue for me. I don't really care about first and second dragon so much. We're gonna try to take the herald anyway. Maybe gank top first. Seems like a gank. He ulted over the wall. Understandable, have a nice day. Doesn't have W or ult, so I'm not afraid of him at all. Wait. How did he get over the wall then? I guess he flashed over it then. Interesting. He ulted over the wall. That's fine though. It's dead now. Would be quite nice if we get the herald. So I need to go mid first. Is there 3 people in the middle lane? And it does not look like we're winning this, especially as Zac has passive. Lucky, I don't think Paduska is going to be too happy with this one. Paduska is not going to be happy at all with this one, I think. Paduska is going to throw up some slurs. Real quickly. Unless he... I think he shouts restricted actually. He hasn't typed anything. Kinda funny. No, the enemy top laner has no flash and no ult and no W, so could as well try to kill it perhaps. If my top laner does something, that's fine. I mean, even if I die, that's fine. Don't really mind it at all, since they're going to take this tower probably. I'm guessing, perhaps, mayhaps. And that guy got gold reset before he killed me, so pretty chill. Also, I wouldn't really do anything anyway after killing him, so if I die, I get to go bot side faster. So now I can gank the bot lane. Ash has no good items really, so not too scary. What is my homie doing? Can make you like target the... Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we are chilling. Ash flashed, ulted. So we are chilling. Got my first kill. Can get something other than assists. Let's go. Maybe I can kill the action now. He has exhaust for some reason. So he just kills me. Unlucky. Unfortunate. I think I played that wrong though. Actually... I don't know. I mean, I could ult, so I land here. But even if I ult, so I land here, it's gonna... I won't lie. Probably shouldn't even go for that if I know he has exhaust. I didn't even realize he had exhaust in general. Oh well, whatever though. If we go back to the topic of Evelynn though, like the identity crisis of this champion is problematic because if you think of other champs really, right, they usually have some kind of value even when they're not like super fed or when it's not like their ideal game or something, right? Like they can do something. Like I don't know, slow, peel, like do damage for team, I don't know. Team fight ult, CC, something, you know. But interestingly, Evelynn doesn't really have that. Like even Talon, right? If you think of the other assassin that's the most like Evelynn, where all they really offer is damage, right? And not really much else. You have something like Talon, but even then, he offers like split pushing, right? He offers that playstyle. So while he can play, to like make picks, to teamfight or something, right? To like do damage, whatever. Do I really have to go to this? But I'm gonna... Let's get kited by Ash. She has Ghost. And I'm slowed by the dragon. Small team. That was not the best, I think. I would say that was not the best. But you know, you can't always make good. And you can't always not get killed by action ult. Ay ay ay. Oh, I fucked ma with Hail of Blades, Reverse, with the Static Shiv and Sorcerers. You can't make this shit up. You really cannot. I'll see if I knew that this would happen, I would just clear my jungle, but how can you really know? Somehow Zac is killing my bot lane 1v2, I guess. Can happen. Can happen as well. Sometimes it just do be like that. Sometimes whole enemy team just spawns in your jungle. And Action lives on 1 HP. Oh. But yeah, you don't really feel like a very good champion when you play against champs like Action and Akali, honestly. And Zac, like... It's kind of just like, oh well, that champion again. Time for them to go invis again during the fight. And disappear. Time for them to tank my whole combo. And nothing to happen. And... a lot of it is just because I got assists early. And because I have Senna versus bot lane, which is pretty interesting way to pick champions. People for some reason really love playing AP though in this season. I'm not really sure why, but they really love it. Like my Vera is now building Static Shift Sorcerer, so now he's building Nashor's too. But yeah, I don't know. Guess AP is just the way. AP is just the way. Then you got some pedophile like this, just chasing around the whole map. And somehow that guy pings to go on Akshan, who I don't think we even beat, but I'm like, okay, I guess, let's go on him then, I suppose. And who would have thought that we die? Not me. Definitely not me. Surprising. So though, I don't think I expect much from my 1 and 4 Senna with Fleet Footwork and Locket of the Iron Solari, but yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it just is what it is, right? Okay. Let's see if anyone on my team feels like defending against the hero. It's usually how you kill Action though. You just stand in his okay. You stand in his E so that it gets broken. And he also takes tower aggro. There should be another shutdown for someone in my team if we decide to hit the blobs, but I guess we don't feel like it. We also don't feel like using heal for some reason. Or Locket of the Iron Solar. It's okay, she just didn't feel like using them this time. Maybe I didn't feel like hitting the blobs, I guess. As you can see though, Senna is a big fan of typing, even though she's not a big fan of playing the game. For some reason, support players recently have gotten, I don't know, like 100 times bigger egos than they had before. Not really sure where that came from, but I wish it would go back, as no one asked for it. But this is a great example of how you're not really too interesting of a champion if you're not too fed, which is okay, I guess, but at the same time, I wouldn't really say that the way you are when you're fed is too interesting either. It's just really annoying for the enemy. So that's something to really think about a little bit, perhaps. That guy decided to do that, whatever that was, I guess. Not really sure what it was. But this is like one of the issues. You can't really like split push or something. As when you split push, your mana, like look at my mana. I have 200 left. So since you can't really do stuff like split pushing, you can't really do stuff like, I don't know, healing or engaging or disengaging or whatever. You're locked into this one-dimensional playstyle, which is, okay, well, let's walk around and let's try to kill someone now. But if you can't kill them, then what do you do? Like here, I can go in and I can maybe kill Zera if they don't react and stun me. But at the same time, I'm for sure gonna die even if I do kill them. If I go like before my Varus is here. Okay. But then oftentimes you will have the situation where you're not really able to play, you're doing like whatever. And then at some point, people just start randomly dying to you, and because they died to you like 10 times, you're then in a position to just win the game. That's not really the healthiest way for your games to go, I think. As it just causes everyone to be unhappy, right? Like enemies unhappy because they lost you, even though you didn't really do much early, right? You're unhappy because you had the coin flip to win the game. Your team is unhappy because, I don't know, they got skill gap. And then no one is really happy. That's why, that's one of the big reasons why I don't choose to play this champ so often. It's just, no one is happy with this champ in their team, you know, like, my team does not want to have Evelynn in their team right now. Enemy does not want to have Evelynn the enemy right now, and I don't really want to be Evelynn until I have like the kills. And then I don't mind being the Evelynn. You know? If that makes sense. Like my bot lane would have preferred me to be like some 3-camp ganking jungler, show up bot lane at level 3 and just kill the enemy. My... the fuck? I guess. Myself, I would prefer to be like, I don't know, Nidalee and just click buttons, like jump around the map, click buttons for fun. I would prefer that. My team would not prefer me to be Nidalee, honestly, like, they wouldn't like that jump very much either. And enemy team would prefer me to just be something that's chill to play against. Yeah. Just wait out the exhaust and do damage. Sadly, Senna got the kill, so very unfortunate. Maybe I should have ulted it for the 1k. But you know how it is. Can't always make good. I should have enough damage now to kill these blobs, but sadly I can't actually walk up to kill them. It's quite unfortunate. My son respawn and ulted, I guess. I guess. Okay, 900 for a man like me. A man like me needs to work harder. A man like me needs to get blasted by the Ash. Unfortunate. I got more gold, so. Kinda is what it is, you know? Kinda is what it is sometimes. I guess we're gonna go for a Lich Bane, maybe? Perhaps? I think I'll go for Fiendish so that I have the option of going Banshee if I want. Let's see, interesting stuff going on here. 9 times a color, by the way. Annoying and spamming jungle different chat. Yeah. That guy's funny. All my homies love a collie. If I can ult this, I can steal it. There we go. I need to go stealth and we need to run away somewhere. But who knows where. Really, at this point, when you get to stealth here, it's just a matter of guessing what the enemy thinks. Oh. This push was warded, I think. Unlucky. I'm pretty sure this push was warded. I mean, he auto-attacked me into the bush, I think, so it must have been warded. Maybe he opened with Q and then I Q'd. Either way, I wasn't really ready for it, but I don't have ult, so I can't really kill him either way, since he has Woods End. If I don't go on him first, then I will never really win. In best case, he just runs away. Like, ease away, and then he ults me. And when I'm ulted, I can't really escape. So, this game is winnable still, but as I said, like, my mid laner got bullied by enemy jungle, and my bot lane got bullied by enemy jungle while I was scaling. And then the compensation for my scaling is not really good enough, I suppose, to offset their unwillingness to play. So. Guys chilling, one-shotting me a little bit in my jungle. Kinda obvious, but whatever. What are we really gonna do about it? My whole jungle is gone. I'd really like a camp or two though, because if I get a camp or two, then I get level 16. But it does appear to be an impossible challenge. That's amazing. Varus is going Riftmaker next. We were lacking AP actually, I think. Didn't know Varus was good on AP this patch. It's so much better on AP that he had to go it, I think. Perhaps. I think I'll just buy a Banshee right now since I won't be able to buy any other items before this fight, and I would like to not end the game with gold in my inventory. I really feel like this game is just over now. Oh. Sometimes you lose. But anyway, I hope that my thoughts on the champion gave you some insight into what I think about it. I think she does deserve some kind of a nerf, but maybe not at the level that was showcased in the previews that Riot gave us. And I think the best thing for her really would be a power adjustment where they would take away some of her power in the more annoying areas, like maybe even the slow, maybe the slow that they wanted to nerf, whatever, right? Or maybe her like execution damage or something, right? And they take away some of that power, which is quite annoying for people to deal with, and put it into areas that are more useful to make the champion more well-rounded. Otherwise, they can still feel free to just put it all into one kind of little focus, I suppose you could say, where they either make her really good at executing people or really good at something else. But I really think that she could use some diversifying in what she does, because if you think about this champion, right, at no point will she really go split push. She won't really take towers or side waves or something, because first of all, she loses a lot of her advantage by doing so, because if anyone comes to fight her, like, they will actually usually get on her first and choose the way that the engagement goes, so she won't really win that. At the same time, she goes out of mana really quickly in side lane. At the same time, she won't really choose to play for her teammates so often, because you become kind of a useless champion. Meanwhile, champions like Jarvan can play for their teammates or Rek'Sai and still be useful themselves. Or, I mean, just be really strong themselves, actually, when the ganks work out. Then she also won't really choose to, I don't know, like, play fights in like very sportive ways. Sure, she can play some peel type playstyle or some engage or whatever, right, with her W, with the charm and whatever, but in the end, it's all really gonna be the same thing, right? Like, I put charm on someone, I go in on them, try to one-shot them, and that's really my champion's whole identity. So some changes could be pretty good, as she can be quite obnoxious, but at the same time, I don't think that a full-on huge nerf like that would be appropriate. Either way, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.